Good evening and welcome to night 2 of this world-class Grand Prix event. Last night we had the first 2 gold medals decided. They went the way of East Germany and the USSR. But it was also a good night for Australia's Ken Meredith.
We can expect something special from Ken tonight. This has to be his premier event. He's a very strong man indeed, pressing straight through to a planche to handstand. The gymnast required to show 3 strength parts on rings. Rings, of course, known for the strength that can be demonstrated, and there's his second strength part, and third strength part, again another planche, but now he lowers through into a cross, a very powerful man.
Form's pretty good to this stage, Peter.
It certainly is, Don. Now swinging for dismount, double layout dismount. He's only got to land it, and he does. A great routine by Ken. What a good start for the Australian.
An excellent spot landing there. He'll be very happy with that.
And here's the dismount from above. We can see a slight form break in legs, but an excellent landing. The judges will be pleased.
Yes, indeed, a 9.6 for Meredith there. In fact, he was lying second overall after the rings, the vault and the parallel bar. But Peter Dowdle, for all that, he was never in medal contention.
That's correct, Mike, but it was a creditable performance by Ken when you consider he couldn't complete the first apparatus floor exercise due to a recent recovery from an Achilles tendon problem.
A great effort, though. He's made 4 finals. So tonight we have 2 Olympic gold medalists in action, the Soviet girls, Lashanova and Shevchenko.
That's correct, but even more exciting than that, we have the strong Chinese contingent. But let's not forget our own Monique Allen, who recently performed a 4th all-round in the Chinese Cup.
So great action coming up tonight. Night 2 of this Konica Gymnastics Grand Prix. We've got the girls' all-round artistic event about to start. So now it's over to our other commentator, Don Wagstaff.
Leading off the women's all-round competition for the Soviet Union is the young 15-year-old Alina Abrashetova.
Abrashetova mounting with a front salt over the low bar. Immediately into her release part, the girls required to show, like the men, 1 release part on the uneven bars. Always difficult to start off for your team, but she's doing very well indeed. Double flyaway, a little untidy with the legs, but a good finish by the first Soviet, Abrashetova.
The extension here in particular, Peter, looks very good all the way through it. The handstand positions, very stretched body line.
Characteristic of the Soviets. Here we see her second release and very confident performance. The girls only required for 1 release, but consistent with the Soviet performances, we see the most difficult routine here. She has to demonstrate 10 elements using both bars, and now moving to the high bar, just prepared for dismount. Here it is, giant circle, and double flyaway, spotted the landing, good routine.
Yes, and a good routine being awarded with a 9.6. Our next competitor is Elena Shevchenko. Elena was one of the members of the winning Seoul Olympic gold medal team.
Elena is the most prepared and most experienced member of the Soviet contingent here tonight, having just recently won the first European Cup championship with gold medals on this event. Coach is allowed to stand in for difficult elements. There it is, a catch-head straddle over the high bar. Preparing now for dismount. Has to be a solid landing. Let's look for it. Double flyaway. Oh, excellent job. What a great finish by Shevchenko of the Soviet Union. We we can see the coach coming in here now. The coaches are allowed to stand in for the most difficult movements like that release, reverse hecht, or catch-up over the high bar. And that was introduced following a World Championship in mid-80s when there was just an injury to an American girl, and that added safety gives the girls more confidence. And now we can watch for this excellent landing, which finalizes great routine by Shevchenko.
And the Soviets have come out firing with a 9.55. Our next competitor was one of the darlings of the Seoul Olympics last year, coming 5th in the overall competition, Natalia Lashanova.
Now let's watch this routine because she shows the best extension and body line of all the Soviets. Katchev straddle, what height? And she'll follow it immediately with a Ginga somersault, so safe. She's moved from the low bar. The girls must at least go to the low bar twice, and now preparing for dismount, and another double flyaway. Oh, superb! That's got to attract a brilliant score from the judges here tonight.
How much attention does that to the judges take, Peter, that spot landing?
It means everything, Don. She's left a great impression on the judges with this routine. And there's that Ginga somersault, just a small leg form break, but really it was the only thing that marred an almost perfect routine. And let's look for this dismount again. Beautiful clean line in the giant. There it is. Very neat double flyaway, and she's stuck it solid.
And for Lashanova, a near-perfect 9.85.
Last year.
Next up, we have Australian champion Monique Allen doing her floor exercise.
Now, Monique is our most experienced performer for the Australian team. And we should see that here in this first pass. Double salto, she stepped out of the area.
Deduction there?
A deduction of 0.1 of a point. It certainly seems minor, but at this level of competition, every 0.1 matters. Second tumbling pass, second of 3. Full twist, immediately rebound back into another tumbling pass. In recent years, the girls and boys have chosen to combine tumbling passes backwards to forwards, and this adds a little more innovation to their work. Has chosen a very dramatic piece of music, but with her maturity she can carry this piece of music, and her movements should reflect the music. Last tumbling pass, double. Oh, she stumbled. So there was a fine performance by Monique, just marred slightly by that last tumbling pass. In replay, we see this combination tumbling backwards and forwards.
And there's the score, 9.05 for Monique Allen from Australia. Next up in the Aussie team, Kylie Shadbolt.
Now, Kylie's using, for the first time here, a superior tumbling element in her first pass. She's a very dynamic girl. Can she carry it off?
Well, she's been training particularly well coming into this meet in the last few days.
Yes, Don, and here it is. Round off, flick-flack. Double layout somersault. What a fine start to the routine by young Kylie Shadbolt. Tumbling pass now. The girls required to show 3 acrobatic series. Oh, double somersault, just a slight step on landing, but very sure by Kylie Shadbolt. very deliberate with all her work, but has great extension in everything she does. Third tumbling pass, double back again. Oh, she's landed all of her double somersaults tonight. Now, this routine has been beautiful. It's sure to warrant a very good score.
We should see a big smile here too, Peter. That was a great performance.
In replay, first tumbling pass, double layout somersault, beautifully performed.
And higher score for the Australians, 9.6. Now we have our first look at the Chinese girls, and this is Lu Feng.
The Chinese choosing to do the round-off approach is a very good vault.
Fabulous.
Plenty of height, good landing. In replay, we'll see the excellent characteristics of this vault. Now, she takes off backwards on the vaulting board. There it is. Back handspring onto the horse. Backward somersault with full twist in post-flight. Heaps of stuff there.
Well, Lu Feng did a fantastic first vault. It's hard to imagine she can improve on that, but she gets a second vault where she's going to try and do even better.
That's right, and she'll be looking for a slightly more dynamic vault here. The gymnasts attempt to spend as long in the air as they can to have the highest, longest post-flight, and that's what impresses the judges and receives the best score possible. Lu Feng is now just waiting on the head judge to signal the start of the exercise. On receiving the green flag, she'll present herself to the judge and commence her 25-meter run. Oh, even a better vault. And that's what they're looking on, building their scores here. Not much emotion from the Chinese, but she's obviously pleased with that exercise.
She didn't budge at all at the finish of this. Let's watch it.
Now, the key here is the repulsion from the hands, and we can see it. Plenty of height. She's a full body's length above the horse.
And the scores are certainly building with a 9.825. And here's the second of the Chinese competitors on the vault, the Chinese champion, Yang Bo.
Now, Yang, diminutive for her age, she's 16 years of age, and here it is, round off, backhand, oh, another beautiful vault. They've got a bag of tricks here, the Chinese. Very clean lines during these exercises, must impress the judges. In replay, it's amazing when you consider the height of these girls and how far they can get above the horse. Look at that, heaps of room in that back somersault with a full twist and just that one small step.
Now, second vault for the tiny Yang Bo.
Now, Yang is definitely in contention here tonight for the individual all-round, the Chinese national champion. Same vault. Oh, another great performance, even cleaner lines and just that small hop on landing. This competition is really building here tonight, and we're only into the second event. Here she is again in replay. Round off onto the board. Back handspring. There's the somersault with full twist. And that one small hop. I can't see any other fault.
Small hop, but a big score of 9.8 for Yang Bo.
Moving to the floor exercise of Dominic Dawes of the United States. Dominic is the youngest competitor here at this Konica Grand Prix, 12 years of age.
She's a real powerhouse. And we'll see that in this first tumbling section.
That's not a bad pass for a young girl, a full twisting double back somersault. Second tumbling pass. Double twist, punch front. Oh, very nice combination.
Hard to believe she's only 12.
No problem for this young girl. We can see why she is ranked among the best juniors in the United States. very important in these floor exercises, and this is most appropriate music for the young girl. Very catchy, very lively. Oh my goodness, she's had a fall on her last pass. Again, using that double back somersault with full twist, but that was a very heavy fall for the young lady. So that's character, a strong finish. Now this is the second tumbling pass again. 2 whip soldos into a double twist, immediate punch front.
And 9.125 for the young United States competitor. This is going to be magic. This is Lou Fenn on the bars.
Mounting straight to the high bar. She'll now prepare for a release. And there, oh, well done. Now she's touching the low bar for the second time. That's a requirement. The girls have got to use both bars. 10 elements in this routine. Double flyaway. Oh, very clean. What a good start for the Chinese here tonight on uneven bars.
In the practice session, this is where the Chinese girls have really been going well.
Just on their performance on bars is possibly the best of the 4 events. They have, I would think, the best technique here tonight on this event, and we'll see by their stretched body lines and their consistent, clean swinging movement. Now, just to dismount after the giant swing, double flyaway, plenty of height, knees together, and what a lovely landing.
And the award from the judges, a 9.625. Next up is Yang Bo, and she's barely the height of the low bar.
But even though she's short, watch for the big releases here. Straight away to the high bar, reverse giant, half turn 2, again reverse giant, and here's the first release, sky high, Jaeger somersault. Now the girls have to show 4 elements, no more than 4 elements on the low bar. She's choosing to do most of hers on the high bar, but she has to touch that low bar. Dismount, double flyaway. Oh! She worked hard for that stable dismount, but just overbalanced, 1 step on landing.
Boy, they really go for it. Everything into every trick.
Yeah, they don't hold back at all, Don, and that's the way to swing this apparatus. We just saw that sky-high Jaeger somersault, move to the low bar, and back immediately to the high bar. The routine has to consist exclusively of long swings, accelerating for dismount and double flyaway. Look at the height, look at the neat form, but there's that slight step on landing.
And look at the near-perfect score of 9.825. A lot of psyching going on here, and it's the young Zhang Xia, the 14-year-old, has been placed in the 3rd position here. Can she do a better performance than her teammates?
She certainly could. Oh, my goodness. Now, that was most unexpected. Doing a very simple straddle mount over the low bar, she missed her grip and fell forward under the high bar. Now, that's counted as a fall, but she's chosen to go back and repeat her mount. Can she cover now and complete the routine? Reverse giant. Another Jaeger somersault, again beautifully performed, touching the low bar, but back to the high bar. The bars have been spread wide apart to allow these small girls to accentuate their long swinging movements. Double flyaway, and just a stumble there on landing. A disappointing performance for the young Chinese.
Such an unusual thing to happen, a mistake right on the simple start.
It was unexpected. Here we see the movements just prior to her release. There's that beautiful Jaeger somersault. The girls have to show at least 1 release movement and return to the low bar during the routine. Now the women's uneven bars now looks very much like men's high bar. Very exciting to watch. Double flyaway, and she just couldn't stick that landing.
Problems at the start, obtaining a 9.3. Another Seoul Olympian now on the beam for Bulgaria, Georgiana Piva. She has quite a long run for her mount.
Now Piva's using a round off, backhand, oh no, a back somersault onto the beam. Unexpected and very capably done. Oh, a little unsteady on that round off flick-flack, but she's used 2 acrobatic series in the first few seconds of this routine. full of difficulty. Her leap series, probably not enough amplitude or stretch in those leaps. Now, movements close to the beam, a requirement for this apparatus, the most difficult of the 4 women's apparatus. And she has between 1 minute 10 and 1 minute 30 to show the judges what she can do on this 10 centimetre balance beam. Back handspring, lay out, step out, a little bit sloppy in the legs, but still very stable. Now that's her acro gym series, where she connects a acrobatic part with a gymnastic or dance part, and they must be directly connected, no hesitation.
Now, will we see a dynamic finish like she started the routine?
Let's hope so, Don. She looks like a fairly strong girl. Round off double salto, a bit offline. We can see she's standing to the side of the beam, but that was a great finish by Piva of Bulgaria. Now in replay we can see the round off, and look, she's travelling a little to the side of the beam, but remember where the judges are sitting, they won't see that. All they'll see is that step on landing.
And Georgiana's score of 9.55, very good indeed. At Seoul last year, the Bulgarian team placed 5th, and here's one of the team members, Diliana Vodinicherova.
Mounting on beam with a straddle press to handstand. Straight into her split leap, but change leg split leap. She certainly looks more composed now. Acrobatic series, round off flick flack. Again an acrobatic series, lay out, step out, there's a stumble, but she's regained. After years of training, the girls are quite adept at staying on this beam. For most of us, it would be extremely difficult to regain balance. The beam is 5 meters long, and she must use every part of the beam during her performance. A Corbett salto, named after the famous gymnast Olga Korbut. Now preparing for dismount. That makes the second pause in this routine. Gymnasts not allowed to stop unnecessarily. Pull in double back somersault. That's the first one we've seen tonight, possibly the most difficult dismount we could see anywhere in the world. In replay, let's look for it. There's the round off. Now she's doing a double somersault with a full twist in the first somersault. Low on landing, but a great finish.
And Diliana's score 9.6. Now moving over to the floor routine, we have Eliana Abrashitova from the Soviet Union.
Abrashitova, one of 3 Soviet gymnasts here tonight. She's 15 years of age. A beautiful tumbling pass, combined a 1.5 twisting back somersault with a full twisting double somersault. A well-known piece of music, the Flight of the Bumblebee. Now the classical preparation of this girl well suits this music. A triple twisting back somersault, the first one we've seen tonight.
Fabulous.
The interpretation of this music has been excellent so far. Movement and music must be in total harmony. Last tumbling pass now. again dismounting with a full twisting double somersault. Great routine. Here we see in replay that triple twisting somersault. You can just count those twists.
And what a great routine. 9.75 for Elena.
Mom, can I sit?
Next up for the Soviet team, Natalia Lashanova.
Now here's a girl with plenty of power in reserve. Let's look for this first tumbling pass, but also some unique presentation of movements to this beautiful floor exercise. Oh, magnificent. Double laid out somersault. Rarely seen from male gymnasts, but here by the strong Lashanova of the Soviet Union. The music is building, and that's appropriate. Second tumbling pass. Double salto with plenty of room to spare. The crowd are loving this, but so they should. What beautiful interpretation of this routine. Oh, and she finishes again with a double somersault with full twist. Hard enough at the beginning of the routine, but here at the end. Unbelievable performance.
Well, that had everything, and of course, Natalia has just nudged into the lead, so this should really give her a break on the other competitors.
Here it is in replay, double laid out somersault.
Boy, and look at that score, 9.85, terrific. And the third competitor from the Soviet Union, Elena Shevchenko, number 226.
Shevchenko, the senior of the Soviet threesome here. 1.5 twist step out. Double salto. What's magical about these Soviet performers is that they know how to interpret their music, and the movements and music correspond beautifully. Just look at the interpretation here. This is great. Oh, pull in the middle of the routine. Hard enough when they're fresh, but here she's used a double somersault with full twist right in the middle of the routine. That's experience for you. This is a sort of routine that attracts attention. You have to get involved with this performance. Last tumbling pass, double salto, well landed. Great routine, Shevchenko of the Soviet Union. What a fine finish to that tumbling pass.
And another very high score, 9.775. Now, the United States girls are on the vault, and this is Elizabeth Aquino with her first vault. Just 14 years of age. Of course, the whole American team are youngsters.
Aquino, one of the 3 young Americans here for this competition, all from the national junior team. Youngsters in their first international competition. And that's a good start indeed. A laid-out Yuroshenko vault. And here in replay, very fast approach. Round off onto the board. She's facing backwards, back handspring and laid-out somersault. First performed by the world champion Yuroshenko from the Soviet Union. Now, each of these vaults has a specific value. So she'll be looking now to perform a more difficult vault on her second attempt, possibly a vault out of a maximum value of 10. Same vault and a very good landing indeed. A laid-out Yuroshenko vault. In replay, we can see the back handspring onto the horse, the 1.5 laid-out somersault from the hand, a very good landing for the young American.
And a score of 9.275. Now here's the real cutie of the competition, the tiny Dominique Dawes from the United States, just 12 years of age.
Now Dominique's also chosen these difficult Yuroshenko vaults. Oh, well done. For such a small girl, she did again a Yuroshenko vault, but this time with a full twist in the laid-out position. The coach is pleased. She's just performed a vault of maximum difficulty level. Here it is in replay, a 10-point vault. She's looking for a very high score now. There it is, just slightly bent legs during that somersault.
Dominique may not be very tall, but very mature for a 12-year-old. I think she'll try a different vault here for her second one.
Well, she doesn't have to, Don. Let's have a look at it. Same vault, just that few steps back, but more height and flight in post-flight. Here the coach is just commenting on her leg form. The legs were slightly bent, and the judges won't miss it. In replay now, you can see the round off, and she's standing backwards on the board, back handspring, and there's that 1.5 somersault with a full twist, but those 2 steps on landing.
And the resulting score, 9.45 for Dominique. Now on the bars, here's Kylie Shadbolt from Australia.
Now, Kylie is training at the Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra, but she hails from, would you believe, Thursday Island. Kachev straddle, very cleanly done. Oh, and she's made it. Yes, her second release. This is a great routine. Plenty of swing from the young Australian. Just the dismount to come. Double fly. Oh, great routine. That is brilliant. She started so well on floor routine. Oh. And now on bars.
Oh, she pleased. Look at the bounce in her step. Great performance.
Now, there's her second release, that Delchev somersault, and she's just recently included that in her routine. So she'll be over the moon about handling that release and catching it so cleanly. And now just the dismount to come. These girls are known for their beautiful artistic form. There it is, and stuck rock solid.
And boy, what a score, 9.7 for Kylie Shadbolt. Well, the Aussies are hot tonight, and here's the Australian champion all-round gymnast and on the bars, Monique Allen.
Monique, a veteran of World Championship and Olympic Games, choosing, like many of the Australians, to mount over the low bar, straight to the high bar. Release coming up now, Kachev straddle, no problem for these girls. All these difficult elements are being done with commensurate ease. Beautiful giant circles. Again, a full turn in giant circle. Double flyaway. Oh, super job. Each routine getting better. That was a great performance by our national champion, Monique Allen. Monique now preparing for her dismount. She'll do giant swing, but add a full turn to the giant, elevating its difficulty, and immediately into a double flyaway, which gives her just some little bonus with the judges. Great finish.
And the top score for the Australians, 9.825 for Monique.
You know, when people want to go...
It's hard to believe that Yang Bo is just 16 years of age. She's also the Chinese champion, and here she is on the beam.
Using a press-through handstand. Oh, that's something different. A reverse planche, demonstrating extremes in flexibility. Split leap series. Better rhythm in this routine. Acrobatic series. Back handspring. Layout. Layout. Oh, solid as a rock. Marvelous. She may as well have been tumbling on a 3-foot beam. It was so easy. We can see why this young lady is national champion. Tremendous composure in all her movements. There's that mandatory full turn. Back handspring. Layout step out again. Oh, there are no faults in these tumbling series. Very few deductions in this routine. Oh, full twisting Corbett again. The girls are only required to show one acrobatic or tumbling series, but we've seen 3 in this routine. So those added extra movements will give her some bonus. Double somersault finish, 1 hop on landing.
That was a great routine, Peter.
It was exciting, Don. She tried to save that landing, but just couldn't quite hold it steady.
No hesitation and power and control all the way through.
Now, this is a routine with complete commitment. Look at it here. Layout somersault, somersault, and it's so steady. No deviation in the body at all.
Great control and a great score of 9.9. Well, now it's Yang Xie from China. How can she do better than the last performance of her teammate?
And at 14 years of age, she'll be somewhat less experienced than her teammates. That's an interesting leap series. She looks confident. Back handspring, layout step out. Oh, she's off. Oh, she regained it beautifully. 2 layout somersaults in a row, the most difficult tumbling pass performed today. Very elegant for a young lady, but these young girls have years of balletic training, and there's that very popular movement for the Chinese tonight, originated by the Soviet gymnast Olga Korbut, but they've added a full twist to that original somersault. Handspring, layout step out, her teammates encouraging her there. Now she's been a little unsteady on some of these landings. Can she control this dismount? Round off, double somersault. That's a great routine by the 14-year-old. In replay, there's that full twist in that Corbett somersault.
And for Yang Xie, 9.775. And after the rotation break, the Chinese girls have moved to the floor, and we have first up Lu Feng, 17-year-old Chinese champion of 1989.
Now, the Chinese noted for their technical performance in their tumbling, as we see here. A little low, however, on that double somersault with full twist. But their dance parts have been wanting in the last few years. So let's see if these Chinese girls can add a little more performance to their dance parts. Well, they've certainly got the crowd into this routine. Second tumbling pass. Whip back salto. Double twist, cleanly finished. But generally the Chinese lack just that little bit of expressive performance in their work. Heads and arms aren't used enough.
That's been a problem for them for some time now that they've tried. They're really working on it, but still haven't quite got it.
you're right there, Don. We see great expression with the Soviets, but not enough here in these Chinese floor exercises. The third and last tumbling pass. The gymnast must finish the exercise with a medium difficulty movement. There's a double twist. And a jump which fulfills requirements. Now in replay, the second tumbling pass whip soldo into the double twist. Very clean indeed.
And Liu's score 9.475. And the number 2 Chinese competitor, Yang Xie. Now she'll want to try and move up the score, try and get slightly higher than her teammate.
First tumbling pass, whip soldo, a very high double back somersault. But she needs that, just a little more expressiveness in her dance part. The gymnast not only has to enjoy this performance themselves, they have to really sell it to the judges. If the judges enjoy it and all requirements are met, then she's sure to receive an appropriate score. Second tumbling pass, full twist. Clean, but somewhat lackluster. Tumbling pass. Double soldo. Oh, solid landing. And a nice pose to finish.
The tumbling components are certainly excellent. Just the link-ups need to be enhanced a little.
Absolutely. The girls are just lacking in their dance performance. Very nice line in this full twisting somersault.
And a slightly higher score, 9.6. And now the final member of the Chinese team. Of course, they're all trying for individual medalists. This is Yang Bo, who's currently lying in equal 4th position. She's trying to get in amongst the medals.
Now, it's nice to see a little bit more expression on the face. Oh, very difficult tumbling pass. A double back somersault with full twist, but this time in the piked body position. Oh, yes, far more dynamic leaps here. She's relating to the music better than her teammate. And that's what sells a routine. Movement and music in total harmony. They must complement each other. Second tumbling pass. It's going well for the young Chinese gymnast. Whip back saldo, double twist. No problem so far. Very precise. An appropriate choice of music for this young lady. Last tumbling pass. Oh, double, oh my goodness. But she's worked well out of it.
Oh, disappointing. Such a good routine just to have that floor right at the finish.
And in replay now, that second tumbling pass where she connects a series of back handsprings with a full twisting somersault.
Yes, and there's the lower score than expected, 9.225. Now the Australian champion on the beam, Monique Allen.
Now Monique, our most experienced performer, a very elegant gymnast on this, the most difficult of women's events, the balance beam.
She must have been delighted with her 4th placing in the China Cup recently.
and it was a well-deserved placing too, reflecting the experience and composure of this young lady, our sole representative, pausing before her acrobatic series here, back handspring, layout somersault, just that smallest wobble there. In women's gymnastics, the judges are allowed to deduct to 0.05 of a point. So that small deviation by Monique would have only incurred the smallest penalty. Oh, very nicely done. Well connected. It's obvious in a routine of this caliber that the rhythm and tempo is maintained. There's no uncertainty in her movements, no unnecessary pauses. Now we're just looking for the dismount now. Double. Oh, one large step, but that's not too bad indeed. And Monique can be very well pleased with that. Her final performance here tonight in the all-round championship. And in replay now, her dismount, round off, double somersault, very clean in the air, but there's that slight step off balance. But that's possibly the only error in that routine.
Oh, that's great, a 9.7. That should move Monique up to about 5th position. This is the exciting section of the competition, and the Soviet team has moved to the vault. And this is Elena Brashitova doing her 2nd vault.
Oh, solid performance. Full twisting Yuroshenko.
The height there was unbelievable coming off the horse.
We're not surprised to see vaults of this caliber here from the Soviets, because this is the country that originated this very vault. Here it is in replay. Round off, back handspring. Look at the height there in that full twist, and she could spot that landing all the way to the ground.
And there's the score, 9.9. Fabulous. And here we have Elena Shevchenko from the Soviet Union battling out for the medals in this competition. She needs a good vault here.
Shevchenko, the most experienced of the trio here tonight. Round off, back handspring, full twist. Oh, again a superior vault. Perhaps not as high as her teammate, but a great effort. Round off onto the board, back handspring, pushes off the horse, somersault with full twist. Very competent performance. Shevchenko now signals to the head judge. She's looking for a better vault on her 2nd attempt. Only one of these scores will count towards her all-round total tonight. Round off. And it is a better vault, more height in the post flight. She'll be pleased with that. Now she has both ankles taped heavily, obviously in a little pain, but look at that height in that post flight and just that small jump backwards on landing.
And that 9.85 puts Shevchenko into the lead, and only her teammate can surpass her. What a way to finish the competition. We've got the final Soviet competitor on the vault, Natalia Lashanova, the real dynamo from the Seoul Olympics last year.
Now this could be exciting. She may perform a very original vault here. Let's look at it. Oh, skybound stuff. She just did the Yuroshenko with full twist. But she has attempted previously that same vault with double twist. Look for the height in post flight. Pushes off the horse, and that straight body during the somersault. Excellent landing. Now the question is, she's just done an excellent first vault. She'll receive a very high score, at least a 9.8. Should she risk it now and add an extra twist to gain a little more bonus from the judges? Or will she choose to perform the same vault?
Is that the highest score of the night? No. 9.95.
Oh, magnificent. That was a better vault. Same twist.
Just lost her feet a little bit coming down to land.
Very difficult for the judges to see, though, Don. They're sitting side onto the performance. I reckon that could easily score a 9-9, perhaps something better. Now in replay, let's look for that form break. The feet just that little bit apart, but what a superior landing.
And that 9.95 is the highest score of the competition.
So the women's overall champion, Lashanova of the Soviet Union from teammate Shevchenko, and the Chinese girl Yang finishing third. The two Olympic gold medalists finishing 1-2. That's hardly surprising. But look at the Australians. Monique Allen fifth and Kylie Shadbolt sixth. Great efforts there. Well, Don Wagstaff, it's been a wonderful session. What did you enjoy most?
Well, I enjoyed the whole lot, but it's not surprising that the Chinese and the Soviet gymnasts always perform well, but it's really surprising when you actually see them each time that these tiny girls do so well.
And what of the Australians?
Oh, that's the best thing. The Australians are finally very competitive on the international scene, and we can look forward to some great things from the Aussie girls.
And so ends night 2 of the Konica Gymnastics Grand Prix here in Brisbane. The action continues tomorrow. We look forward to your company.
For the third night of the Konica Grand Prix featuring the men's individual apparatus and rhythmic finals, be watching TSN Sunday, October 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern.